Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, would you please rise for the academic procession and remain standing for the singing of O Canada?
Ocean the Sia, Haristin the Holmokchen, Nanwadak Swallow and Siam the Sia, Stetson the Eight Stamets in Sia, Heitins Swallow and Siam, Heights Cassiam Tenemaster, Kits of Inamet, or Muscum Tumuk, when I quam swallow and Siam, Chitalum Siam, Heights Cassiam Tenemaster, Nate, Chalk on Tumuk, Nate, Emekwa, Muscum Tulumuk Siam. Haristim the Kolmasquat squits, Nane with Clalum Siam, Heights Cassiam, when nano Irish whale, Haristim the Clay, Haristim Cocklam Anima, when nano Irish whale, Haristim, Ne, High, Thunderswells, Conditamak, and Haristim the Titulum, Ne, Chalk the Smant, Haristim the Ne, See Squam Nick. On behalf of the Musqueam Nation, I welcome you to our traditional territories. On the school we've named Nane with Clalum. But it is not our day. It is the day of our young adults. It is a beautiful day to celebrate their graduation. And I'm honored to be singing on behalf of the Platform Party a song that comes from deep in the mountains. It comes from my great aunt's people. Hey, he-o, ya, he-o, ya, he-o, hey, ya, he-o, hey, oh, oh, hey. Hey, hey, oh, oh. Hey, hey, oh, oh. Hey, he, oh, oh. Hey, oh, oh, hey. Hey, hey, oh, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Misteo, halit sapsiem, Wamaskia misteo, halit sapsiem, Waholeo, 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 Hayan, Hajka misteo, Sesna, Waholeo, 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 Hayan, Hajka Masteo, Hilek Sesna, Waholeo, 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 Hayan. Wamaskia misteo, not a shwala kwa. Wamaskia misteo, not a shwala kwa. Waholeo, 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 haya. Sia la cross, imenema, hajka siem. Sia la cross, imenema, hajka siem. Waholeo, waholeo, Waholeo Sesnam. Haitska Siem Tenemustek. Haitska Siem Tenemustek.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Emily. Emily Wilson is a student in our Theatre Arts Studio 58 program. Please be seated. Mr. President, representatives of the board, members of faculty and staff, honored guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Langara College, and thank you for joining us today. I declare open this 2016 Convocation of Langara College. This convocation is assembled for the granting of credentials and awarding of honors. My name is Margaret Heldman. I am the Acting Provost and Vice President of Academics and Students at Langara College, and I'm deeply privileged to be your Master of Ceremonies today. Please be aware that this ceremony is being recorded for viewing in other locations on campus and on our website. On behalf of the Langara College community, I wish to acknowledge with respect the history, customs, and culture of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Musqueam Nation, on whose traditional lands we are meeting today. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of our platform party. I ask that you hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Dr. Lane Trotter, President and Chief Executive Officer. Mrs. Claude Painter, Board of Governor. Mr. Scott McLean, Vice President, Langara Faculty Association. Ms. Gail Sparrow, former Elder of Musqueam First Nations and Langara Elder in Residence. The Honorable Judge Reginald Harris, BC Provincial Court Judge in Vancouver, 2013 Langara Outstanding Alumni Award recipient, and today's keynote speaker. Mrs. Dawn Palmer, Vice President, People Services. Mr. Victor Soka, Vice President, Administration and Finance. Dr. Leela Dawson, Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences and Management. Mr. A.J. Patel, Associate Vice President, International and External Development. Ms. Patricia Sia, Director, Academic Innovation. Mr. Clayton Monroe, Dean of Student Services and Registrar. Dr. Jim Bowers, Division Chair, Community Programs. Mr. Spencer Dane, Division Chair, Management Programs. Ms. Janet Reddy, Department Chair, Recreation Studies. Ms. Catherine Nairn, Coordinator, Applied Planning. I would also like to recognize Jean Lofthouse, Program Advisory Committee member for the Social Service Worker Program. and representatives from the Langara Students' Union who have joined us in the audience for today's celebration. At this time, I invite Gail Sparrow, former Chief of Musqueam First Nations and Langara Elder in Residence, to bring traditional territorial greetings.
Ichiwail, my CMs, which is hello in the native tongue of the Musqueam First Nations. And I say CM because you're all important for what is taking place here today, graduating from Langara College. And it's our tradition to also recognize in our presence and when we gather as those of people of importance. And we have in our presence President Lane Trotter, who was given a name from our community 2 years ago, a name of Stakaya, which means wolf. And wolves traveled in packs, and they were family tribal wolves that they have traveled around. And the head was always a strong one. So he deserved the name Stakaya, the Wolfman of Langara College. And also Henry Charles, our elder from Musqueam, who drummed and sang you in. And Stakaya has been very active in including Musqueam in all the traditional ceremonies and the naming and the functions here at Langara. So we have a very, very, very warm spot for him in our heart for all that he's done. Langara has a name also. It's Senewith Lalem, which means house of teachings. The Musqueam people had longhouses many years ago, and families lived in the longhouses. And in the longhouses, they learned from their elders and their family the teachings of how to survive, how to live off the land, how to hunt, how to fish, importantly, how to treat one another, how to have respect and integrity and dignity. In your songs and your dances, you were taught in the longhouse. We also had our people that were in the longhouse that were important people, the chiefs. Like I'm wearing today a weaving, it's a replica of a traditional weaving that my sisters are weavers. I'm not a weaver, I just weave it alone because I don't have the hands to do it. But this is a replica of a robe that I once wore as the former chief of the Musqueam First Nations, which means the family. And it has a story behind it, just as you have your robes on today, honoring yourselves as graduates from Senewith Lalem, Langara College. Just as that is the first today to be involved in the convocation of being drummed in traditionally by Musqueam Elder Henry Charles. That's what we always did. We always had a song. We always had a story. And Henry represented that today. And you're graduating from the school, first convocation with the name Senewith Lalem, House of Teachings. The Musqueam people still reside and live not more than 10 minutes just east of here off of Marine Drive near the Fraser River. There's 1,200 strong people still living and residing in Musqueam. Musqueam has a tradition of firsts, just like this is a first today. We had the first female chief elected in Canada. We had the first ever youngest chief and council in Canada. Henry's uncle, Andrew Charles, was a councillor. My uncle, John Sparrow, was the chief, and another one of the Garans was also a councillor. We had the first ever band manager in Canada, was my father, the late Willard Sparrow, who was also a chief. I come from a lineage of chiefs. My grandfather was a chief. My sister was a chief. The sitting chief is my brother, Wayne Sparrow. And then there's me, the former chief. It's not easy being a chief, especially if you're a woman, because you have to actually go up against a lot more and challenging things in your community as a woman. Nowadays, because of the way that chiefs are elected in, there's the Indian Act that governs, and we have a struggle still today as women to lead. But I wanted to tell you something that I was inspired this morning when I woke up about my diploma. I know that all you have your diplomas in your laps, and these diplomas are written there, whatever you have graduated in, and you've been studying for 4 years. When I received my diploma back in May the 26th, 1971, from South High School in Salt Lake City, I came home so proud with this diploma, which is probably 42 years old now. And inside the diploma, it has the name of the school I graduated from, the date that I graduated from, and then the words of what I graduated and they hold my integrity. And I also kept a picture of myself to remind myself how cute I was back then, too. But one day when I returned back home from graduating, we had the first ever gymnasium in Canada. Henry's father was the sitting chief. And I went to the gymnasium, and his house was right beside the gym, and I opened the door, and he was out in his backyard, and he says, "Now, Gail, what are you going to do?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. Just go into the gym and play." He goes, "Well, you go in there, and you work out some programs for the kids. Organize some programs." And I said, "Really, Uncle Percy?" And he said, "Yeah, the kids have nothing to do during the day. We have a gymnasium. You just graduated. Put your skills to work." So I went just as a greenhorn and started planning activities for the kids for the summer. Not too long after, our Uncle Percy started to take ill. And when I went to the hospital to visit him, I was sitting at the foot of his bed, and I thought to myself, I want to tell him how I feel about the job he offered me. And we had orange floats, him and I. And I was sitting there, and I looked at him, and I said, "I just want to quit." And he says, "You want to quit after offering that job and coming back from high school?" I said, "Yeah, it's too much. I can't do all of this. These kids don't listen to me. There's no money in there." I said, "I just want to go back to Utah." He goes, "No, you don't." He said, "Tomorrow bring me that diploma you got from the high school you went to." So that's why I have the diploma. I took the diploma with me down to the hospital, opened it up, gave it to him, and he's reading it. And he said, "Gail." I said, "Yes, Uncle Percy." He says right here, he says that you conducted yourself in a satisfactory manner throughout the course of this course, hereby you're awarded this diploma. You got your picture there. It doesn't say quit in here. He said, "You didn't get this diploma to quit." And I said, "Yeah, that's true." And he says, "Then you get back to work." He said, "You didn't go to school with a diploma to come back home and just quit." So I say the same to all of you. This diploma you hold in your hand today. You didn't go to school for all these years just to end up to quit if it gets hard for you. Because I know from my experience back about 40-odd years ago, that was the greatest lesson I ever learned, not to be a quitter. Because winners never quit, and quitters never win. A great lesson in life that I learned from Uncle Percy, my mentor, and actually is the one that had me run for a little job again as a counselor at 22. Ever since I'm involved in politics. So the role of the people of importance in our life. Musqueam people are very important people also, that they've had a lot to do with the history of Langara. Because under this very soil of Langara is also still the stories of the Musqueam people. Our history is written in the earth, the very earth that Langara resides on. You open up the earth, you open up the history of the Musqueam First Nations, rich in cultural heritage and teachings. Sanewith Lelam, a name that you should take with you also, and remembering that as a graduate here today, as a first convocation led by First Nations, first convocation of Langara, Sanewith Lelam. Can we say that together, Sanewith Lelam? House of Teachings. And that's what you're taking with you today. And when you take this diploma with you in the future to all the graduates today, if the word quit is written in there, you have an excuse to quit. If it's not in there, then you have no excuse other than you've got to win because you're graduated as a winner. So the Musqueam people wish you all well in your journey from this day forward as you go forward to your future, because your future you have in your hands, because education is the key to your future. Thank you for allowing us to be part of the ceremony, to welcome you, to share with you our message. This is the last convocation, but it's the first of the very beginning of a convocation that participates with Musqueam First Nations in the ceremony and in the naming, and the greatest works are yet to come. So I say to you, and raise our hands together, Haichka CM. Haichka CM. Thank you, everyone, for the Musqueam First Nations.
Thank you, Gail, for that important greeting. We value our relationship with the Musqueam Nation and appreciate your participation today. I now invite Claude Painter, board member of the Langara Board of Governors, to bring greetings to the convocation.
Dear graduates, President Trotter, colleagues and guests, on behalf of Langara College Noaeth Lelam's Board of Governors, I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates today from the 2016 class, and wish each and every one of you continued success. Today is a day of celebration and the opportunity to acknowledge the efforts made to achieve this academic success. The hard work, energy, sacrifices, courage, and collaborations that you experienced to reach this moment enable you to embrace this day. Eruditio liberatis est, freedom through knowledge. That's our school's motto. Tomorrow, your journey continues as you venture further along the life path, sharing the knowledge and skills that you've gained and refined here at Langara Snoeath Lelum. We encourage you to use this knowledge wisely, with integrity and compassion as you continue to advance to your chosen professions, and for some of you to future studies. It is our hope that you will nurture, inspire, empower others to thrive, that you will promote creative capacity and vision within the communities that you serve, that you will look for and develop new opportunities that will support human well-being and that will cultivate a healthy and sustainable world. And of course, we want you to take care of yourselves and your loved ones as you achieve all of this. Thank you for choosing Langara College Snoeath Lelum. It has been an honor to serve you, and we hope that you will maintain a connection with Langara in the future. Keep us informed of your endeavors and your accomplishments, and be all that you can be. Congratulations, one and all.
Thank you, Claude. I am now pleased to call upon President Lane Trotter, who will provide greetings.
Platform party, colleagues, graduands, guests, welcome to the 2016 Convocation ceremony of Langara College Snoeath Lelum. Snoeath Lelum is the name given to Langara in January of this year by the Musqueam people on whose unceded traditional territory the college is located. We use both names to acknowledge that Langara has both a First Nations and a European heritage and identity. We were honored to be given this name, which means House of Teachings, appropriate given our focus on teaching excellence. Langara is a special place that helps our students pursue their goals, whether it is to further studies, to career advancement and transition, or into the labor market. Since Langara's inception, which can be traced back to 1965, the college has always been focused on helping students achieve their goals. But from our beginnings, whether that was in temporary facilities until the current campus opened in 1970, or when we became an independent institution in 1994, students are at the center of all we do. And to date, Langara has over 100,000 alumni, including international students from more than 75 countries, who have all gone on to pursue their dreams and add to the richness and diversity of our society. Their talents have made our community a better place, and in turn, the community has continued to place its trust in Langara to educate and train not only the next generation of young people, but to also provide support to those seeking a new pathway to a better future. However, we would not be here today celebrating the success of our graduates without the people that have supported them during their education. We need to thank those, many of whom are here today, who have supported you, our students, while you pursued your studies, whether it was your parents, other family members, spouses and significant others, or even friends. And I particularly want to thank our faculty and staff for their dedication and commitment, for they have been essential to your education and success. Finally, I also want to acknowledge and thank our Langara College Foundation and those members from our community who have donated funds to create scholarships and bursaries to support student success. They have all played a role in helping our students be here today. So on behalf of the graduating class, I want to publicly thank all of you for the support that you have provided. To our students, you've achieved a milestone in being here today. But before you leave, I want to take this opportunity to offer some counsel. In October of 2015, I had the privilege to listen to the Assembly of First Nations National Chief Perry Bellegarde speak about closing the gap between First Nations, Aboriginal and Indigenous peoples and the rest of Canada. Chief Bellegarde indicated that there are 630 First Nations in Canada speaking 58 different languages, and that Indigenous people comprise 4.3% of the total population of Canada. Aboriginal and Indigenous youth are also the fastest growing demographic within Canada, and more Aboriginal students are now leaving the reserves. Our Aboriginal peoples form an important and foundational part of our country that we as a society have not always or even often honored. The recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission provide a framework for engagement and rapprochement with First Nations that we as a country must seize so that Aboriginal and Indigenous peoples, including the Métis, are fully included in the fabric of our society. We are working hard to build a foundation of respect and reciprocity between Langara, Musqueam, and the Indigenous students we serve that will help move us all forward towards reconciliation. And we are at a unique historical point where the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission can help us move forward to address past wrongs and build a brighter future for our First Nations, Aboriginal and Indigenous peoples, as well as for all Canadians, landed immigrants, and permanent residents. So as you leave Langara today to pursue your path, recognize the opportunities that you've been provided and consider how each of you can contribute to the process of reconciliation. We need you to become involved and contribute your passion and knowledge to build a more prosperous, sustainable, and fair society. So my challenge to you, the graduating class of 2016, is to be engaged and make a difference, to build a better society that includes all Canadians, First Nations, Aboriginal, Indigenous peoples, landed immigrants, and permanent residents, who add to the tapestry of our society. And as you move forward in your life and career, be open to the possibilities that will come along, expected and unexpected, that will emerge in your journey. But whatever you do, be involved, be active, and make a difference. Thank you for your time and patience. Enjoy your day. You've earned it. Tomorrow the work begins. Thank you, Heichka, and good luck.
Thank you, President Trotter. At this time, Scott McLean, Vice President of the Langara Faculty Association, will bring greetings to Convocation from the faculty. Scott?
Good morning. I first want to thank and acknowledge that we are on the Musqueam and Coast Salish Peoples Territory. Thank you. Board members, President Trotter, honored guests, colleagues, and graduands, it's a privilege to extend to you on behalf of the Faculty Association our very best wishes on this special day. I know that I speak for the entire faculty when I tell you that it has been our privilege to have been a part of your journey. Today is an acknowledgement of the hard work and dedication that you and your families have put towards your studies. We appreciate the efforts and the sacrifices you have made in order to accomplish what you have. We understand that this is not an easy journey and respect the perseverance and commitment that you've all shown. The best part of being a faculty member is that it gives us the opportunity to become an important part of the lives of our students. Along the way, faculty have helped you to choose your course of study, to introduce you to new subjects, and of course, to take up all of your free time with assignments. They like that part, yeah, I know. You'll miss that. It has been an incredibly rewarding experience to support your growth. Learning is a reciprocal process. Teaching and working with you has been a rich learning experience for us. We want to sincerely thank you for your significant contribution to making us better educators. Watching you learn, seeing you master new ideas and skills has been one of our greatest satisfactions as faculty. You are inspiring, and your success is truly impressive. You're now going on to do important work in our communities or to pursue further studies. We know that your contributions will continue to be significant. Thank you for choosing Langara. We wish you all the best, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Scott. I now ask President Trotter to present today's Convocation Awards.
Thank you, Margaret. It is with great pleasure that I present today's awards. The President's Medal for Academic Excellence and Community Service is presented to graduating bachelor degree students who demonstrate academic excellence and a commitment to involvement in a community service. This year's President's Medal for the Bachelor of Recreation is awarded to Rebecca Stephen. Rebecca, would you please join us on stage? Rebecca came to Langara looking for the skills and environment to enable her to work with youth and young adults in the recreation area. During her time here, she has gained the knowledge to face future challenges, a group of amazing friends and peers, and more than one positive role model, each of whom has contributed to who she is today. Her dream has always been to empower youth to be secure, confident, and capable leaders, and to build a career that helps her accomplish that. After graduating, Rebecca looks forward to pursuing a career in a nonprofit organization working with youth. Congratulations, Rebecca. The Lieutenant Governor's Medal and Langara College Lieutenant Governor's Medal Award are presented to the student graduating from a one-year program who has demonstrated academic excellence and has contributed positively to Langara and her community. This year's recipient is Anina Greenfield, who is graduating from the Social Services Worker Certificate. Anina, can you please join us on stage? Anina has stepped into the post-secondary world twice, the second time to pursue her social worker certificate. But this time was different for Anina. She made the decision that school was her primary job, and she gave it all she had. While pursuing her certificate, Anina actively participated in her community in a variety of ways. Even with her community involvement, Anina graduates with a cumulative grade point average of 4.18. Now that she's graduating, Anina plans to work with youth facing barriers. Congratulations, Anina. Well done. The Langara College Graduate Excellence Award for Career Programs is awarded to the student graduating with the highest cumulative grade point average from a two-year career program at Langara College. This year, the Langara College Graduate Excellence Award for a career program is awarded to Kayla Hoffman. Unfortunately, Kayla is unable to attend today's ceremony to receive her award in person, although I'd like to acknowledge her with a few remarks. Kayla came to Langara to pursue her desire to help people, and because Langara had what she was looking for: small classes, an excellent breadth of instructors, and hands-on experience. Now that she has completed her program with a cumulative grade point average of 4.26, she leaves with a much greater understanding of accountability, self-awareness, and transparency in the social services field. Kayla plans to gain more experience in the field before applying for her Master's of Social Work. Congratulations to Kayla. And lastly, the Langara College Graduate Excellence Award for a certificate program is awarded to the student graduating with the highest cumulative grade point average from a certificate program at Langara College. This year, the Langara College Graduate Excellence Award for a certificate program is awarded to Midori Ito. Unfortunately, Midori is also unable to attend today's ceremony to receive her award in person, although I would still like to acknowledge her with a few remarks. Midori came to Langara because she wanted to learn about Aboriginal peoples outside of her home country, Japan, and use that knowledge to study Indigenous people in Japan. The program, specifically her instructors and those she met here, have prepared her to step forward to her future challenges. One of her most memorable experiences here was participating in a reconciliation event earlier this year in April, where she saw her peers all come together as a united community. Midori leaves Langara with a cumulative grade point average of 4.27. Midori specifically asked us to thank the Musqueam people for allowing her to visit and learn on their traditional unceded territory, and she looks forward to continuing her commitment to reconciliation in Japan and further studies. Congratulations, Midori.
Thank you, Lane, and congratulations to all our award winners. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Honorable Judge Reginald Harris, who will give today's convocation address. Judge Harris is a 1989 Langara alumnus and a 2013 Langara Outstanding Alumni Award recipient. He obtained his law degree in 1998 from the University of British Columbia while serving as an officer in the Vancouver Police Department. After passing the bar, Judge Harris worked as a lawyer with the firm Smart & William, which later became Smart, Harris & Martland. His primary area of practice was criminal law and police regulatory work. In 2010, Judge Harris was appointed to the bench of the British Columbia Provincial Court in Surrey and currently serves the Vancouver region. He is a member of the Provincial Court Judges Education Committee and the Criminal Law Committee, and is involved with the Law Society of BC's Inns of Court program, the UBC Peter A. Allard School of Law Peter Burns Moot Competition, and the UBC Advocacy program. In the community, Judge Harris coached soccer for several years, and he is a scout leader. He is the current vice president of the Nor'Westers Track and Field Club. He is also a registered BC athletics official and spends several weekends officiating at track and field meets. Please extend a very warm Langara welcome to the Honorable Judge Reginald Harris.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Potter. Thank you, platform. Thank you, students. Thank you, guests, for having me here today. I'm truly humbled. I want to acknowledge the Musqueam peoples and thank you for allowing us to use your lands. Next, I want all graduating members here today to pat yourselves on the backs. I also want you to give you, yourselves, and each other a big round of applause. Enough. That's enough. That's enough. And you may wonder why I've said enough after encouraging you. Well, you've graduated. You haven't ended world hunger. You haven't stopped poverty. You haven't dealt with housing issues in Vancouver. You haven't done any of these things yet. And if you'll notice, I use the word yet. I say yet because I believe you can do it. However, from my experience that I gained here at Langara College, albeit I may not have realized it at the time, that I was being taught through experience 4 essential components. Those essential components that are necessary for your yet. These components work interrelatedly, much like a wheel and its spokes, a kite and the wind. Without togetherness, it will not achieve its desired objectives. The foundation that I've learned here has carried me forward. I want to share that with you. I came here in 1981, and I wear this when I'm out about, and this is the Langara colors. And I wear the Langara colors in tartan proud because of what I have learned and the value I have gained from Langara. I hope you too will carry it with you forever. 1981, Wayne Gretzky had just completed the scoring record with 77 goals in the NHL. CDs had just come onto the market. Parking at Langara was free. Starbucks was not even a coffee bean. Tim Hortons had not landed in Vancouver. Oh, and I had hair. Gretzky's retired. CDs have gone by the wayside. Free parking's no longer here, and neither is my hair. What are these things or elements that I've spoken about that are so important? The kite, the wheel, that. And they are these 4 things: care, courage, action, and learning. Let's talk about these for a moment. When I say care, you must care about people. You must care about yourself. You must care about things and issues in our world, both large and small. Caring knows no racial boundaries. It knows no gender identification. It knows no social boundaries. Just care. But caring in of itself is not enough. We need courage. Courage is having the courage to care. It's having the courage to want to care. Sometimes caring can be painful. It can be a difficult journey. Having the courage to need to care. Action. Caring and courage do nothing. We sit there, we reflect, we don't move forward, we don't take steps. Take action. Speak, write, talk, form, help, volunteer. Take action. Learn. Learn for yourselves and for others. Let me explain. When we care about an issue, we need to learn about that issue. We need to understand that issue. To take action on that issue, we need to understand that issue. We need to learn that issue. We need to learn about others involved in the issue and others that can help us with that issue. But we also have to learn and assist others in their learning, because it is assisting them in learning about what we care about that assists in the movement forward, the progression on the issue that we care about. As I said, these items, 4 items, are frequently interrelated. However, of late and throughout history, there are examples of care, courage, action, and learning. Just yesterday, Premier Clark cared enough to release a personal story about a sexual assault she endured. Not only did she care, she had the courage to expose something very personal about herself. Some say she may not have done it for her own purpose. I don't know. But it said to me, what I heard was caring, courage, and she took action. Her action was releasing that information. And when asked and interviewed about that, she wanted others to learn from her experience to end the silence. A classic example of caring, courage, action, and learning. She's teaching others through her actions. Other examples that abound throughout the world about caring, courage, action, and learning is the world's response to HIV. Originally, few cared. The first clinically diagnosed HIV, 1981, in a laboratory in the United States. Thereafter, it grew exponentially. By 1990, it was epidemic. The downtown east side was overwrought with individuals suffering from HIV. Brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers were dying of the disease. The disease was known as the gay disease or the drug disease. Eventually, people started caring. They had the courage to act. Part of that caring and courage and action involved education, understanding, both in the laboratories and at the street level through the safe drug use initiatives. Grants, research abound. Today, HIV is no longer an epidemic. Its borders are confined. The life expectancy of an individual with HIV goes into the decades. An example of caring, courage, action, and learning. A further example, 1907, Dr. Peter Bryce. Who is he, you may ask? He was the medical inspector for the Department of Indian Affairs, and his task was to tour the residential schools in Western Canada. Expectedly, of those that sent him out would be a glowing report about a wonderful job that we're doing. But he had the caring and the courage to take action, and that caring, courage, and action was in the report that he wrote. He wrote a report on what he called the criminal health conditions in the residential schools. He reported that Native children were being deliberately left infected with diseases like tuberculosis. They were left to die as a regular practice. He cited an average death rate of 40%. That is 40%. And just to emphasize that, let's take this room. That half is now deceased. He had the courage to document and stand up. He did so at a face of a time where he knew that he would suffer for his courage and actions. Yet he did it because it was the right thing. Part of his report was cited in the reconciliation report by Marie Sinclair. It lives today and is moving forward, as we heard from Dr. Parder. A final example of the many of courage, caring, action, and learning is our environment and our environmentalists. For our environment, as we all know, it sustains us now and it will sustain the world into the future. All the buildings, all the land is for naught if we do not have an environment that sustains us. People cared about our environment. People deeply, passionately cared and were worried about our environment. Outgrew Greenpeace. 1969, they were planning testing nuclear devices and bombing in the oceans up off of Alaska. Greenpeace mobilized over the concern. From that small group originating and having its birthplace in Vancouver, it has now grown to over 41 offices throughout the world. They at times have been imprisoned for their actions, and at times people question their actions. They publish multiple literatures, documents, and books. They embody caring, courage, action, and learning. In closing, I expect each and every one of you, as you leave here today, to look to a world and to move forward with success. In my view, any success cannot be attained unless you care, unless you have the courage to take your steps, and unless you actually go into action and you learn all along the way and share those with your learning. But as you implement these 4 things, I remind you of some key thoughts. 1, it is not what you say. It is not what you say, but it is how you say it that is so critical. 2, just because you have the right to do something does not mean it's the right thing to do. And lastly, this is from actress and poet Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Congratulations to you, and please, I hope you use caring, courage, action, and learning. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that inspiring address, Judge Harris. On behalf of Langara College, President Trotter would like to present you with a small gift in appreciation of your excellent remarks and for the time you spent with us today. And now on to the presentation of graduands, which is why most of you are here today. President Trotter, the candidates to be presented to you today and those who are absent have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective credentials. I ask that you confer upon each the credential which he or she has earned. Will the graduands please rise?
By the authority granted to me by the government of this province, I admit you and those in absentia to the credentials to which you are entitled. Please be seated.
We will now begin the presentation of our graduates. When each graduate is announced, they will stand here near the front corner of the stage. There's a blue arrow. Stand on the blue arrow. Really easy to see. Carpet's black. To have their first photograph taken. They will then be greeted by some of our platform party members and have a second photograph taken with President Trotter. Faculty who would like to congratulate their graduates may approach the platform to my right. Audience members who would like to move closer to the front for a photograph of their graduate may come to the far aisle on my right when it is close to the time that their graduate will cross the stage. Please be mindful not to block the view of others and return to your seats afterwards so that others may approach the front for photographs. I now ask Dr. Leela Dawson, Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Management, to announce the names of the graduates.
The first group of graduates are graduating with a post-degree diploma in applied planning. Graduating with distinction, Nathan Andrews. Gurmukh Brar. Tim Yuting Cheng. Graduating with distinction, April Jacqueline Crockett. Scott Earl. Jaspreet Kaur. Ilona Saro. Harul Segal. Gursimran Singh. The next group of graduates are graduating with a diploma in applied urban and rural planning. Chris Sachin Patel. The next group of graduates have earned the diploma in criminal justice. Christian Adamson. Nicole Seralde. Michelle Daniela Doucette. Justin Hong. Carlo Enrique Krista Mota. Ryan Parker. The next group of graduates are graduating with the Diploma in Early Childhood Education. Graduating with distinction, Laguya Larina Barr. Tuka Bashir. Rajkaran Basan. Graduating with distinction, Amber Lee Boychuk. Coral Carpenter. Nyan Yatlok Chan. May Lourdes de los Reyes. Freeman Yan Nok Lam. Sydney Michelle Lau. Amber Gail Lee. Sarah Wing-Yun Lowenstein. Melissa Diane Lugren. Ashley Lenore Miller. Kim No. Kaylee Ann Patrick. Megan Elise Railton. Soshil Ramirez. Vijay Reddy. Graduating with distinction, Lindsay Calvert Russell. Emily J. Simungal. Samantha Amrit Sengera. Sierra Shelby Stevens. Vienna Yee. The next group of graduates have earned the Citation in Early Childhood Education, Special Education Post-Basic. Dana Vocal Dionio. The next group of graduates have earned the Diploma in Education Assistant Coordinator, and our first graduate has earned both the Certificate in Education Assistant and the Diploma in Education Assistant Coordinator. Thomas Aiden William Towers. The next group of graduates have earned the Certificate in Education Assistant. Sarah Allwine. Graduating with distinction, Catherine Lee Anderson. Andrea Zoe Boltby. Kaisa Kroda. Brittany Marie DeRoy. Graduating with distinction, Tamra Jade Devine. Megan Leanne Farncombe. Graduating with distinction, Jocelyn Figueredo. Graduating with distinction, Alexandra Marion Gallant. Tanya Shebley Kristen Johnson. Graduating with distinction, Lisa Lambert. Amalia Damiana Mumani. Graduating with distinction, Camelot Teher Mana. Graduating with distinction, Lynn McGuire Reitenbach. Graduating with distinction, Natasha Ann Rodriguez. Graduating with distinction, Louisa Kwan Nai Wong. The next group of graduates have completed the Diploma in Library and Information Technology. Avra Applebaum. Graduating with distinction, Linda Pauline Baird. Graduating with distinction, Harmony Croft. Graduating with distinction, Caitlin Alma Donaldson. Jyotika Devi Gopal. Graduating with distinction, Veronica Griffin. Graduating with distinction, Stephanie Hong. Graduating with distinction, Angela Hu. Chelsea Lynn Merkel. Graduating with distinction, Joy Lynn Northey. Cyrene Pistoni. Graduating with distinction, Kelsey Prue. Hugh Chai Kwan Tang. Graduating with distinction, Pamela Jean Turney. Graduating with distinction, Laura Ashley Woodman. The following graduates have completed the Diploma in Nutrition and Food Service Management. Angela Johnson. Fei Choi Lee. Megan Pena. Valerie Althea Soon. The following group of graduates have completed the Diploma in Recreation Leadership. Samuel Algren. Nicola Rayana Bassi. Lovell Castro. Lily Chung. Stephen Daniel Craig. Nicole Ann Curry. Jessica Lanny De Jesus. Jennifer Lynn Fulkerson. Chanel Alicia Gunderson. Hannah Heath. Emily Huang. Kyle Kemp. Alfred Lee. Vanessa Lingley. Dustin James McKenzie. Danielle Brianne Magot. Tien Tony Nyan. Gabriella Otoya. Kayla Raimondo. Olga Podshivalova. Paul Michael Radnich. Alexandra Lynn Story. Kelsey Ware. Catherine Jade Wong. Kathleen Virginia Zimmer. The next group of graduates are graduating with the Bachelor of Recreation Management. Curtis Andrew Balogan. Sarah Christine DeLevac. Maria Cristina Gracia Sevilla Golin. Bradley Kwong. Tara Nazimi. Shannon Nicole Penway. Rebecca Lynn Stephen. Graduating with distinction, Melissa Tang. Jamie Mila Thiessen. Cole White. Enoch Y.N. Yu. The next group of graduates have completed the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator. And our first graduate has completed the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator as well as the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Mitra Ariai. Graduating with distinction with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Cindy Chan. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Shinal Neha Dolar. Graduating with distinction, Natasha Evdkimov. Graduating with distinction with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Manpreet Kaur Gill. Graduating with distinction in both the Certificate in Social Service Worker and the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator, Anina Elizabeth Greenfield. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Xiu Jun Guo. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Vanessa Whitney Lee. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator Coordinated, and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Hei Tung Haley Leung. Graduating with distinction in both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Zara Charlene Miranda. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinator as well as the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Alan Arthur Michael O'Shea. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinated and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Amanjeet Kaur Parmar. Jordan Ramos. Graduating with both the Diploma in Social Service Worker Coordinated and the Certificate in Social Service Worker, Sofia Solis Bautista. The following group of graduates have completed the Certificate in Social Service Worker. Our first graduate, Joshua Danielle Dumani, has also completed the Diploma in Leisure Studies. Kevin Robert McCurra. Graduating with distinction, Stephanie Mary Stanton. Ezel Beatrice Velasco. Graduating with both the Certificate in Social Service Worker as well as a Diploma in Arts and Science Women's Studies, Lucy Wong. Mang Ta Huluan Zahuda. The last two graduates today were too busy to attend their own ceremony on Wednesday and are graduating with the Certificate in Management Skills. They both work at the college. Leszek Apuktin. Yasmin Esmail. President Trotter, Platform Party, faculty, staff, family, friends, guests, I'm very pleased to present the graduates from the Community Programs Division in the Faculty of Social Sciences and Management.
As we bring this morning's ceremony to a close, I'd like to take a moment to thank our theatre arts student, Emily Wilson, who sang "O Canada." Theatre arts graduate, Masai Day, who provided the music prior to the ceremony. Mike McDonald, the piper who led our procession. And Harry Charles, the Musqueam elder who led our platform party. I would also like to extend our deep appreciation to the many college employees whose contributions have made this a memorable event for you. It is also my pleasure, on behalf of the college and the Langara Students' Union, to invite you to a reception in the Langara Students' Union building immediately after the ceremony. Masai will also be there playing for us. Would you please rise and remain standing until the graduates have left the Convocation Hall? I now declare the convocation closed.